science. Astronomy was probably the most noteworthy aspect of the Renaissance. Nicholas Copernicus was born in 1473 in the country of Poland. He studied very hard as a child, and this studying helped him in his later life as he proposed new theories which were totally opposed to the beliefs of the time. Commentarius, which was sent to his colleagues, he stated his theories and started the scientific mind of the Renaissance thinking. In the letter, it states two main ideas of which are of great importance. Number one, that the center of the earth is not the center of the universe, but only of gravity. And number two, that all of the spheres revolve about the sun as their midpoint, and therefore the sun is the center of the universe. Copernicus also described such things as retrograde motion and direct motion of the planets. Table based on upon his death in 1543, Copernicus's followers became very important in carrying on his ideas. One of his followers, Erasmus Reinhold, who lived from 1511 to 1553, calculated the first set of planetary tables based on the Copernican theory. He also made corrections from Copernicus's mistakes and helped give the Copernican theory momentum. Another one of his staunch students and his first believer, Giordano Bruno, also carried on his work and improved it to the point that he believed the second part of Copernicus's theory was wrong. Instead, he believed that the sun was not the center of the universe, and that the sun was one of many stars in the universe rotating around an unknown body. Because he believed as he did, the church incited a mob, and together they took Bruno out and burned him at the stake. To know what was out in space continued, Johannes Lippershey of the Netherlands made the plans and invented the first telescope. Although Lippershey invented the telescope, Galileo made it, and he is believed to be the first man to actually look at the heavens and describe what was out there. Soon after the invention of the telescope, Galileo continued making more powerful telescopes, thus enabling man to see into the heavens. Tycho Brahe of Denmark, who lived from 1546 to 1601, is considered the greatest of the naked-eye astronomers. As one of his many achievements, he invented the sextant, and later, while observing the motions of the planets, particularly Mars, he determined the length of a year to less than a second. His greatest achievement was accomplished while observing the stars. He observed a new star, part of the Cassiopeia constellation, for 16 months until it disappeared. He called the appearance and disappearance of the star a supernova, which was the foundation for his book Nova Stella. The book did two things. It established the word nova for all exploding stars, and it made his reputation.
Renaissance was known for its botanists and mineralogists too. As we are looking at the German botanist Otto Rumpfels studying plants, we find that in 1532 he wrote a herbal, Kontrafeit Kruderbuch, which described the common plants in Germany. Another book, which is similar in name, Krudebuch, was written by the Dutchman Rambertus Dodonaeus, and it talked about the plants of the Netherlands, along with other foreign plants. Leonard Fuchs, who was another prominent botanist from Germany, wrote a book called The History of Plants, and he prepared the first important modern glossary of botanical terms. This helped the botanists of the future. Fuchs was so famed that a genus of shrubs was named in his honor. Uh-oh. It looks like he came upon some kind of mineral. He should get in touch with the German mineralogist, Georgius Agricola, the father of mineralogy, who wrote De Re Metallica. We are now in England, where we see William Turner working hard. He wrote New Herbal, which was the first botanical work of British origin. In France, there's the naturalist Pierre Baillon at work. He studied the homology between the skeletons of the various vertebrates between fish and mammals. He was also known to introduce the cedar tree to France. Oh no, we're in Switzerland, where the famous naturalist and mountain climber lives, Conrad von Gesner. He likes to climb mountains, but then uses this hobby to study rare mountain plants. He was the first to show pictures of fossils, and he wrote volumes to describe all known animals, which makes him a zoologist too. Gesner collected at least 500 plants that the ancients didn't know of. He was probably the most famed botanist and zoologist of the Renaissance era. Get ready. Now Italy, where the era started, and we find Prospero Alpini, an Italian botanist who has just arrived home from Cairo, Egypt. He studied the date palm there, and he was also the first European to describe the coffee plant.